Hi, friends. It's Miss Falone.
Hi, Miss Signorino. Boy, do we really miss you all.
Oh, my goodness. We need to come say hi. We hope you enjoyed spring break and those 2 weeks of NTI days. So, you've been home for 3 weeks, friends. But we're excited for another couple weeks of getting some good stuff done before we get to see you again. Anything else?
So today we're going to go back to doing things the way we normally do. We're going to introduce our story of the week, jalapeno bagels.
All right. So, we hope you're comfy and you're ready to go. We're going to make us go away for a minute so you can see the whole screen, and we'll talk to you in just a second. Our story this week is all the way in Unit 5. It's called Week 4, Jalapeno Bagels. I'm going to pull up our book like we always do. All right. So here's the beginning of our story. Our question is going to be about the food we eat in our culture. We see this woman and her child, I guess she could be, eating dinner. There's a turkey and stuffing. I wonder what holiday they might be celebrating.
Turkey and stuffing, but gosh, it looks like tacos.
They got tacos in the small box and this boy eating spaghetti in the other. Maybe they're not celebrating. Maybe they're just embracing their culture.
Yeah.
Let's check the question of the week and see what they have to say about that. Question says, how do different cultures contribute to the food that we eat? Let's go down here and hit play. Here you go.
How can different cultures contribute to the foods we eat?
My family eats spaghetti, which is an Italian food.
Many of the foods that we eat every day originated from other cultures. Many Indian and Thai foods have a lot of spices. Greek and Japanese foods are considered very wholesome. And Chinese and Mexican foods have great flavor. Think about the foods you eat every day. Which cultures are they from? Tacos are Mexican food. Egg rolls are Chinese food. And sushi is Japanese food. Some foods have more nutrition than others, which means that they are better for you. When you are shopping, take a look at the nutrition label on different kinds of foods. There you will see how many calories there are in one serving, and how much protein and fat there is too. This week you will learn that different cultures eat different types of food, and some things that we eat can come from different cultures. How do you think different cultures can contribute to the foods we eat?
I like this question. It's a great question.
It is a good question.
If you are with your adult right now, or with a sibling, a brother or sister, grandma, grandpa, if you're with somebody, take a second while we switch tabs here to talk to them about the foods that you eat in your culture and how that is special to you.
And if you're not with an adult and you're by yourself, think for just a minute about your favorite foods and think if you can identify which culture those foods may have come from.
We hope you had time to think about that. It's a good question to talk with your family and friends about. The next thing on our reading is our spelling skill. We're going to show you the spelling words right now, and then after this video, you'll have a second video with the directions to a really fun spelling activity.
And what you're going to be doing with spelling for the next couple of weeks. Yeah, we are. We're excited.
So excited.
I think you'll enjoy it. I know most of you don't really like to spell anyway. Some of you, like Gabby, are crazy about spelling, but this will make everybody happy about spelling.
But you got to stay tuned. There's another video after this one that you're going to have to watch. It's pretty cool. Spelling skill this week has the sounds of long A, long E, and long I, but they're spelled weird ways. They're spelled with EI or EIGH. It's a really weird pattern that you are going to have to be practicing to know how to spell. In the next video, Spelling City is going to have some fun stuff for you to do. Here's the list of all 20 words. Your words this week are ceiling, neither, receive, neighbor, wait, way, either, scroll up a little bit, leisure, deceive, 18, protein, sleigh, height, freight, conceited, receipt, 80th, neighborly, deceitful, and featherweight. Pretty interesting words in this list this week. Remember, they all have EI or EIGH when you are spelling them. More on that in just a minute. The next page in our book is our comprehension skill for this week. We're going to be drawing conclusions. Way back when, before all this extra break time, we talked about drawing conclusions, so it's a review for you. You draw conclusions when you use facts and details to make decisions about characters or events. You combine what you know and the new information to make these conclusions. Let's take a quick look at this video about drawing conclusions.
Draw conclusions. When you draw a conclusion, you decide something based on what you already know and any new information you are given. What prior knowledge do you have about riding a bicycle uphill? What do you already know? You know that riding uphill can make you tired. You know that sometimes your face scrunches when you work hard. You know that exercise can make you feel warm. What new information do you see in this scene? You can see that the girl is standing on her pedals. People do that when they are really working hard to push the pedals. So what conclusion can you draw about what is happening here? You can conclude that the girl is becoming hot and tired. Learning to draw conclusions based on what you already know can make you a better reader. I have another conclusion. Riding downhill is a lot easier and more fun than going up.
All right, in that video, we can't ask her how she's feeling when she's riding that bicycle, but we can take a look at her actions and her face to draw those conclusions on if she's having a good time. Do you think she's having a good time? I think she's stressed. Anything to add? Okay. Our strategy for comprehension is going to be to summarize. It says active readers, that's you all because you're wonderful, summarize to help them understand. When you summarize, you tell the most important ideas or events in a logical order. They use sequencing to maintain the meaning of what you read. When we see you again, you're going to want to tell us everything you did while we were away. But there's like 22 of you and only one me and one Miss Signorino. There is no time for you to tell us every single little detail because we would be here until you're like in high school. So you're going to have to summarize and tell us only the high points of what you've done so we can all share. So we're going to draw conclusions and summarize when we read our story this week. We're going to talk more about that later on. The next thing in our book are your vocabulary words. The strategy for these words are unfamiliar words, and we're going to use context clues to figure out the meanings of those words. You're going to do a really fun activity on Thursday, so watch out for another video about context clues. But first, let's take a look at your vocabulary for this week. Your first word is bakery. A bakery is a place where bread and cakes are made and sold. The example sentence says, I love the smell of a bakery when fresh bread comes out of the oven. Here's a picture of a woman working in the bakery. I like that this sentence uses context clues. If you don't know what a bakery is, it tells you that fresh bread comes out of the oven. So that gives me a clue about what a bakery is. That's using context clues.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Word number 2 is batch. A batch is several of something made at the same time. The first batch of brownies will be ready in about 10 minutes. In this picture, this baker has a batch of heart-shaped cookies. He has a group of them, the batch of brownies made at the same time. Stop. Number 3, the word is boils. When you boil something, you heat a liquid until it starts to bubble up. As soon as the water boils, you can put the pasta in it. Tells us what boils means. Next word. Okay. Braided, it's in past tense, has an ed suffix at the end of it. Woven together from 3 or 4 strands, something you may have seen done to hair or to yarn.
Yeah, yarn.
My mother braided my sister's hair before she went to school. A synonym for this word is to weave together like a rug. Puts it together. Pretty cool. The next word is dough. Dough is flour and liquid mixed together to make bread, biscuits, and pastries. You put all the ingredients together to make these things and you get dough. To make bread, you have to let the dough rise 3 times. Here's a picture of a baker kneading the dough. When he kneads, he folds it and he pushes it to make this wonderful piece of dough. And then he can cook it to make something special. Your next word is ingredients. Ingredients are substances or materials or supplies that we have combined to make something. Our supermarket didn't have the ingredients that I needed for dinner.
Come on.
Oh my goodness. That's a really good connection we can make right now, I think.
Absolutely.
We're going to the supermarket and it does not have the things that we need.
Yeah, I know. My grandson is really upset. There's been no macaroni and cheese.
Oh my goodness. What ingredients do you need to make macaroni and cheese, Signorina?
Oh, I need cheese and macaroni and butter and milk.
It'd be hard to make that if I didn't have all the things I need.
Yeah, I know.
Huh.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So he's been having to stick with grilled cheese sandwiches.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Your last word is mixture. The combinations of things that have been mixed together. So if I mix some of those ingredients together, I bet I make a mixture. Let's see. My mother uses a mixture of butter, sugar, and cocoa to make chocolate frosting. She took ingredients. She must have had all the ingredients.
Okay.
She had the ingredients and she made a mixture. So those are your vocabulary words. We're going to get to see them in action in our story this week, and I really think you're going to enjoy it. The next page of our book is our title page. The story is called Jalapeno Bagels. It's written by Natasha Wing, and it's illustrated by Antonio Castro. The genre of our story this week is realistic fiction. It's a made-up story that could be set in a real place. So this story is not real, but it has things that could be real. The question asks you, what's the setting of the story? Something to think about as we read. It tells you to remember the question of the week. How do different cultures combine to create the foods that we eat? I'm going to open this new tab. Our story is about 4 minutes long. I hope you enjoy our story.